Morning. We're gonna do a cable installation job today, and wanted to go through, talk a little bit about how and why you're doing that. Here's a tree we're gonna cable. It is a maple tree. She bought it thinking it was a red maple, and then she's thinking maybe it's a silver maple. I think it's a silver red maple. You can see here at the base of the tree we've got some included bark on that codominant stem. And we've got winds that predominantly come from behind where I'm shooting, so it really hits this side of the tree. And so what we're going to want to do is do a little bit of pruning on this side branch. We're going to knock a little tip out of there, and then just install a cabling system somewhere around here. I like to go about halfway up the height of the tree. I know in the ANSI standard stuff it says to go 2/3 of the way up, but I feel that restricts too much movement in common sense to me, and I know this is more in line with the European standards, is that the defect that we're having in the tree is here. So attaching this part of the tree together doesn't make too much sense to me. Attaching it lower and really buffering the strength in this attachment makes more sense to me. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll take a video of me installing the cable and talking about how to do that. So here's where I decided to set up my cable. Got it going on this side to that side. This product is called a Cobra cable. What you do is you install a flat piece of plastic there, so it kind of widens out that rope-like material on the back side. Put a sleeve around it. You run a through splice. It comes out here, so you have a little bit extra in case as this tree gets bigger we can adjust this longer. You put this, it's a rubber piece that goes in here that the rope tightens around. It gives it some elasticity. You do the same thing here on the other side. And what the hell else was I gonna say? Yeah, you can just look up just how to install a Cobra cable, but it sits like this. I started using these cables originally. They had a tendency to pull out. I didn't like them. I think they kind of redesigned stuff and how you install them. I've heard from people they've been better. This material is more synthetic. It's not like cloth-like. It's very plasticky, which is which I want to go back to using, because in yards like these where they feed a lot of birds and squirrels. If you get squirrels up in here, I had another cabling system, the Tree Guard, which is easier to install. I like it better, but it's more cloth rope like, and I had a squirrel chew through one. They chewed through the shackle part and the cable broke, and so I may have to redo that system into this Cobra cable style. So I'm actually using this tree to reset up this Cobra cable. Is a really cool client. She's going to keep an eye on it, and she'd be, I'm letting her know that I'm retrying this system, and if it pulls out, she's going to be perfectly fine with me coming back and reinstalling it. So it's kind of like a test, retesting the system. But so the cable's installed. We're going to come up here and do a little bit of pruning out on this side. We've got the same codominant attachments in here. I might do a little bit of pruning on these other sides just so that this doesn't split apart, and then removing a bunch of deadwood, and then we'll be done. So I got the job done. I used my small chipper, drove it over here, chipped all the brush up, and I've been chipping the brush into that garbage can and then taking it way over there. But here's a cable in the tree. Got all the deadwood out, nipped a little bit back on that side, got a little bit off of these sides just to address the codominant stem at the top, but came out pretty good. And hopefully that left hand side of the tree doesn't split out and then you'd have to remove the whole tree. So that's kind of the thought of using cables is you know, addressing the issue so you don't have to prune the tree so much. You know, pruning a maple tree like that a lot can get it to grow out strangely. So, you know, you put a cable in there so you don't have to prune it so much. Kind of get a peace of mind that that tree's not going to break out. Yeah, it's a good tool everybody should have in their toolbox. All right.